How to inspect variables in versus code debugging. Are you curious about how to inspect variables while debugging in Visual Studio Code? You are in the right place. Let's break down the steps to make this process smooth and effective. To start, you need to launch a debugging session. You can do this by setting breakpoints in your code or stepping through it. Once your code execution is paused, you will have several tools at your fingertips to inspect variables. First, look at the Variables section in the Run and Debug view. This pane shows all variables currently in scope for the selected stack frame. You can expand complex data structures like objects or arrays to see their contents. As you step through your code, this view updates dynamically, allowing you to track how values change over time. Another handy feature is the Hover to Inspect option. While debugging is paused, simply hover your mouse pointer over any variable or expression in the editor. A tooltip will pop up, showing the current value of that variable or expression. This gives you a quick way to check values without leaving the code editor. Next, let's talk about the Watch section. This pane allows you to add specific variables or expressions that you want to monitor continuously. It is especially useful when you want to keep an eye on particular values without searching for them in the variables list. You can add, edit, or remove watch expressions at any time during debugging. The Debug Console is another powerful tool. It allows you to evaluate expressions and inspect variables interactively by typing commands. This console supports multi-line input, syntax highlighting, and auto-completion based on the active debugging language. It is a great way to test how changing variables or expressions affects your program state without modifying your source code. You can also modify variable values during a debugging session. This allows you to test different scenarios easily. Right-click a variable in the Variables pane and select Set Value, or use the appropriate shortcut to edit it inline. This lets you experiment with how your program behaves with different data without restarting the session. If you have many variables in scope, filtering them can save you time. You can type part of a variable name or value in the Variables pane to quickly find what you need. Lastly, remember that variable values are shown relative to the currently selected stack frame in the Call Stack pane. Switching between stack frames lets you inspect variables at different points in the call hierarchy. This is essential for understanding program flow and state in complex debugging scenarios. By using these features together, you can effectively inspect variables in Visual Studio Code. This will help you identify unexpected values, understand program behavior, and test fixes efficiently. Happy debugging!